So in this video, I'm going to show you some things that I learned today. Apparently, it's not a good idea to mix Rithmic and Tradovate connections when you are copy trading. I've heard some bad things about it in the past, but I've been using that combo setup for the past couple days and I didn't really have too many issues, I didn't think. But now I'm kind of wondering if some of my chart lag issues were more about mixing up the different data connections and trying to copy trade from Rithmic to Tradovate. So even FLOWBOTS REPLIKANTO, the trade copier software that I use, they even have a warning that says you should not copy trade from Rithmic to Tradovate. So with the different data feeds, there can be tick differences with slight differences in the tick timestamps, different aggregation timing, different perceived bid-ask conditions. So that can cause a lot of the things that I was experiencing today, like missed entries, orders firing late, stops and targets not updating. I'm going to show you my trading recording from earlier this morning later on in the video, but the first half of this video is going to be dedicated to information on how to possibly use Rithmic and Tradovate together. But overall, the message is don't cross the streams. Don't use Rithmic as your leader account. Apparently it's way worse than using Tradovate as your leader account if you are going to be copy trading across different data feeds. And that's because using Tradovate as the lead, I guess it's slightly more forgiving because the feed is slightly slower. So in order to get the level 2 data on my chart, I have to connect to my Rithmic account first. My Rithmic account is the one that I have the level 2 data on. So if I try to connect one of the Tradovate accounts first, which I do not have level 2 on, I'm not going to get any of this level 2 data coming through, even if I connect to Rithmic second. And I guess there used to be a way where you could right click on the chart and choose the connection for each chart. So you could choose which data feed was coming through for each chart, but that is no longer a possibility. So my best option is to connect the Rithmic first, the Tradovate accounts second, and then just not use the Rithmic account as the leader account and not have it anywhere in the loop on my Replikanto FLOWBOTS. So just copy trading across the Tradovate accounts with no Rithmic account at all in the trade copier loop. So that's what I'm going to try tomorrow. Hopefully everything will go a lot smoother than today. I had a lot of issues today with the trade copier trying to trade with Rithmic as my lead account. So I hope you enjoy watching my live trades from earlier this morning. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. It's Tuesday morning, just checking out the markets, getting ready for the New York Open. Looks pretty rangy in the overnight session. Just checking out the 60-minute chart. Got a lot of wick rejections up around 470, some more at 490. Then a bunch of key levels from 500 to 520. We got the R1 pivot, so I'll be on the lookout for those levels if we keep pushing up here. Got 4 minutes until the New York Open. Just gonna wait and see what happens here. So we popped down right at the open, came right down into this big cluster of key levels. The washout signal and the imbalance signal to the upside appeared almost immediately. Now we've got a washout signal and imbalance signal to the downside. I've actually never seen a washout signal change places intrabar on one candle. So that's a rare occurrence. The first one appeared within the first 10 seconds of this candle. We get that nice bounce up. We had that big sell order sitting right around whole number there during pre-market. Finally came up and grabbed that. Now we're headed back down. It worked as both a magnet and support and resistance. Just whipping up and down here at the open so far. Gonna give it some room to breathe. Just got another washout signal, imbalance signal to the upside. So we are coming down to VWAP. Just got a nice VWAP bounce there. Has not been able to break below VWAP here yet. We just pulled up to the current 15-minute center that is still forming and a 50% line. Getting a big hold up there. Last 5-minute candle had a pretty big top wick. Decent negative delta. Trying to drop a little lower there. Well, that was unfortunate. I grabbed a bounce long around 20, popped up, got my full 10 points on the sim account, but it did not fill me on any of my other accounts. And then it just started dropping and I had to manually close out of my position there. Just got a 10-point bounce off of yesterday's New York Open here. That trade worked out fine. Everything got filled appropriately. That's pretty crazy. Never seen this before either. The MNQ came down to 51. The NQ only came down to 57. I mean, I've seen a little difference, like a point or two tops, but never seen like a 5 or 6 point difference between the MNQ and the NQ. Bounced right off the pivot point there. We had a bunch of imbalanced signals to the upside building up, and then finally some divergence down here. I just took a short up here. We had a decent sized seller there at 26. Came right up to 24. Man, I am having a terrible time with this trade copying business today. I grabbed another short up here. Got my full 10 points in the main account. Then I think it switched me into a different position once I got the take profit on these accounts, and I had to manually close out a bunch of positions on these again. I wonder if it's because I've got a Rithmic account and then everything else is Tradovate. I seem to remember hearing some recommendations to not copy trade between Rithmic and Tradovate, so maybe that's the issue. We're still popping up here. We're green on the double Heiken Ashi from the flow stack. Got the green cumulative delta background. Keep getting imbalanced signals to the upside. A lot of positive delta coming in on both the NQ and the ES here. It's a pretty strong 5-minute candle that just closed. Good amount of positive delta on the NQ, decent amount on the ES. Trade copier worked on the last trade. We had point of control up into the wick. This last 5-minute candle, we kept hesitating right here at whole number. I went short. It dropped down 20 points to 80. I think I'm pretty much exactly where I started this morning. Although doing very well in the leader account if everything would have got filled just like the leader account. I hopped in on the party on this candle. We had a bunch of negative delta coming in as we started pushing below the 20. And then whole number, just a ton of negative delta. Hopped in on the short party there. I think I grabbed like 7 points. We came right down to this cluster of key levels, getting a pretty big hold up here so far. I just took another little short. We had an imbalance signal to the downside on this previous candle. And then this is what got me excited. Intrabar on this candle, the delta on the NQ was up over 200. We're getting some red on red action. I went in for a short around 415, ended up only getting around 4 points, but we did just pop down 20 points from where I got in. I think I'm just gonna call it a day there. It's after 10:30. If all the trades would have copied appropriately today, I'd be up pretty dang good in all the accounts, around 100 bucks, but still green. Hope everyone else had a great trading day. Anyone that's out there using code MonkeyMan at Apex or Lucid, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, and TradeDay, you are the absolute best. Thanks so much for your support. I wish you best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.